Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team in. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. I done kept it real from the jump. Living at my mama's house, we'd argue every month. I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way home. And my uncle calling me like, where you at? I gave you the keys, so you bring it right back. I just think it's funny how it goes. Now I'm on the road, $500,000 for a show. And we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Boys tell stories about the man. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, yeah, I doubt it. I could turn your boy into the man. There ain't really much out here that's popping off without us. We just want the credit where it's due. I'ma worry about me, give a fuck about you. Just as a reminder to myself. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. Cause we started from the bottom, now we're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College for game number 3 of the Great Lakes Invitational Rest-A-Vet Holiday Classic. Tonight's featured teams are the Red Hawks of La Roche College and the Calvin College Knights. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Red Hawks at 1-4, the 6'4" senior from Youngstown, Ohio, number 4, Raekwon Pfeiffer. And at 1 forward for the Knights, a 6'5" junior from Grand Rapids, number 32, Derek DeVries. At 1 forward for the Red Hawks, a 6'3" senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 30, Ryan Norcus. And at 1 forward for the Knights, a 6'6" junior from Grand Rapids, number 35, Alex Boss. Starting at center for the Red Hawks, a 6'4" sophomore from Butler, Pennsylvania, number 33, Tyler Frederick. And at center for the Knights, a 6'8" senior from Jenison, number 30, Austin Biker. At 1 guard for the Red Hawks, a 5'10" senior from Fombell, Pennsylvania, number 2, Zach Gold. And at 1 guard for the Knights, a 6'1" sophomore from Ada, number 14, Thad Shemansky. And at the final guard spot for the Red Hawks, a 5'11" sophomore from Saxonburg, Pennsylvania, number 10, Austin Hannes. And at the final guard spot for the Knights, a 6'2" junior from Granville, number 20, Tony DeWitt. The Red Hawks are coached by Hermie Carmichael. The Knights are coached by Kevin Vanderstreet. Your officials this evening, Mr. Brett Wajenki, Mr. Brandon Wajenki, and Mr. Bart Wajenki. And ladies and gentlemen, for your information, the home score will represent Calvin's score. The visitors' score will be La Roche. So the home score is Calvin, Visitors score, Roche.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Binning alongside Carly Van Swoel here at DeVos Fieldhouse for our first of 2 games that we will be broadcasting tonight. This matchup featuring the Calvin Knights and the Roche College Redhawks. Second day of the Christmas tournament here at Hope College. Of course, it was Calvin and, my apologies, Mount St. Joseph yesterday. Calvin won that one handedly, and the thriller, you had Carly, myself, and Bergeron Crispin on the call last night between the Dutch and the Redhawks. The Dutchmen were able to come out on top at the end of that. But here we've got another one in front of you, kind of an empty field house. Maybe would have expected more Calvin fans, but the Knights have the first possession. Nice block there by Frederick. Tyler Frederick of the Redhawks really impressed Carly and I last night.
And I think he's going to be kind of a big presence for Roche tonight, as we see he's probably going to hit the first points. The first basket of the night goes to him. But he was kind of quiet in the first half, Steve, but I think in the second half he really kind of came alive both defensively and offensively inside the paint, but as well as going 3 for 3 from the three-point line. So we expect to see a big game out of him today.
Here's Bykirk. Bykirk going to work on Norcus. Little right hand. Nice move there by Bykirk. Senior out of Jenison. Product of Unity Christian, just like Carly Van Swoel. Oh my goodness, I'm just all over the place.
No, Alex Boss and Thad Schmansky, who are on the court with my high school. I played against Unity Christian in high school, but the Bykirks are a good family friend of my dad.
You know, Carly, I can only do so much.
Hey,
there's a missed shot by Norcus. Here's Schmansky with it. Comes inside. Kicks back out once more. That's Alex Boss, and Boss takes too many steps, whistled for the traveling violation. Ball headed back to the Redhawks early on in this one. We've got a tie, 2-2.
And as we talked about last night, both schools have exams up until this point, so both kind of in that academic mentality, so maybe a little bit of a slower start for both teams as break has started.
Here's Pfeiffer with the right hand, left that one a little bit short. Rebound pulled down by the Knights, eventually squirts out to Schmansky. Schmansky kicks to DeVries in transition. DeVries for 3, that one won't go. Rebound pulled down by the Redhawks. Here's Hannes. Hannes goes down low to Frederick. Frederick kicks outside, it's Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer back down low to Frederick, and Frederick wide open lane to the basket and throws it down. Tyler Frederick with a little bit more.
And that's a dangerous lane to jump if you're DeVries, and you have arguably the best player on the floor right now that you're guarding, and you got to make sure you have help defense if you're going to go for that pass.
There's DeVries, nothing but net from the short corner.
He led the way last night with 18 points for the Knights, so he's going to need to get hot offensively to get things going for the Knights.
Here's Norcus outside, goes down low to Frederick. Frederick with all 4 for the Redhawks. Norcus outside, that 3 ball is up, won't go. Rebound pulled down by the Knights. Tony DeWitt with his first touch of the evening. Here's Schmansky. Schmansky steps to his left, now hands off to Boss. DeWitt with it now. DeWitt steps through, right hand off the glass. That one rattles around and will fall down. So both teams back and forth. It's now 6-4 Knights, 17 left in the first half. Hannes directing traffic, goes to Gold. Now up top to Pfeiffer. Hannes coming off the screen, steps into the elbow, goes back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, little dribble fake. Gets the switch, now takes it into the paint, runs over defender with the right hand. That one won't go, but the offensive rebound by Norcus. Gold for 3. We saw him get hot last night, and he picks up right where he left off. You know, I swear the kid doesn't miss.
No. Yeah, Gold with 20 points last night and 5 rebounds, kind of doing it all on the floor. But especially in that second half, kind of kept Roche in the game.
Here's Boss the other way, reverse. That one's pretty. Or my apologies, Austin Bykirk with that finish. Nice move there underneath by Bykirk. Pfeiffer goes down low to Frederick. Frederick, little turnaround, that one won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by DeWitt. Now Schmansky with it. Szymanski goes inside to Bykirk. Bykirk looks for an option, finds DeWitt. DeWitt for 3. That one won't go. Frederick had the miss, and then going up with it is DeVries. Nice play there by Derek DeVries, the junior out of Grand Rapids Christian.
Redhawks on number 32, Tyler Frederick. That is his first. Team's first. Basket was good by number 32, Derek DeVries. Entering the line for the Knights, number 24, Carson Muhlenberg, number 22, Isaiah McLaughlin, and number 44, Justin Walker.
89% free throw shooter. So we saw the rare sighting of him missing.
Here's Gold bringing it across. Back to Frederick. Hannes with it, guarded by Szymanski. Pfeiffer hands off to Gold. Norkus gives Gold the screen. Norkus steps in, or rather Gold steps inside. Now Frederick back to Pfeiffer, and with 6 to shoot. Looks like Pfeiffer will take this one on. He does, pulls up in the corner. That one up and good. Raekwon Pfeiffer.
And LaRoche is just so good one-on-one at every position. I mean, they have the athleticism and skill where they're all fully capable of scoring, and it's not a shock to see 4 of the 5 starting members of this team get in the double-digit points.
Here's DeVries taking it to the rack. That one won't go. Frederick went up for the rebound and tipped it out of bounds, and now we'll get a couple substitutions. See Darius Lawrence into the game, as well as Caden Krez. Checking in for the Knights is Carson Muhlenberg, as well as 10 Carlos Amoros. McLaughlin hands inside. That shot won't go for the Knights. Frederick rising above everyone to grab the miss. Now Gold brings it the other way. Pfeiffer with it. Back to Gold. Gold looks over his options, goes to Pfeiffer. Frederick thought about the 3, now hands off to Gold. 10 to shoot for the Redhawks. And we're going to get a hold underneath called on the Knights. They're going to tag Isaiah McLaughlin with that one.
That was a great job of getting the ball into Fredericks on that play. Obviously, an obvious mismatch going on. So for him to get the ball and draw the foul, that was a smart offensive move from Roche.
Inbounds play goes to Gold. Gold pulls up. That one up and good. And Zach Gold proves that he can shoot from really anywhere, but especially outside the perimeter. You got to look out for Zach Gold. Doesn't miss many. Amoros hands off. Outside with Walter. Now McLaughlin with it. McLaughlin hands outside. 9 to shoot. Now pulling up are the Knights. That one won't go. Rebound is eventually pulls down by McLaughlin. McLaughlin goes up with the left hand, and then it's going to be tipped out by a Knight at the end of that play. Last touched by Muhlenberg.
Calvin has pretty good motion as far as their offense goes, but everyone's just kind of jogging. I think the offense would really open up, and you'd see players open up more on the cuts if they kind of cut with a purpose, sprint around, set more off-ball screens, because the motion is there. There's just not really a purpose to it.
Gold brings it across, finds Lawrence. Lawrence goes inside to Dunnings. Now Pfeiffer with it. Pfeiffer comes off the screen, and then he called for the hand check foul. Tried to throw one up. Wouldn't have counted anyways.
Tony DeWitt, that is his first, team's second.
See Daryl Barron.
The Redhawks, number 1, Daryl Barron.
Barron will catch the inbounds pass. He gets things going for the Redhawks. 13-13 to go in this first half. Dunnings with it, lost the basketball. Nice defense there by the Knights. Dunnings able to tip it, but only to a Knights defender. Amoros in transition. That one up from the free throw stripe and good. Nice looking stroke there in transition from Amoros.
That's good basketball IQ there. I mean, 1-on-3, you're not going to get the layup to go, so take the open shot where it is.
A rare miss from outside by Gold, but Dunnings doing the hard work down low, able to lay it in. Once again, these teams just trading points back and forth, now 13-12 in favor of the Redhawks. Knights driving, kicked into the corner. Fake there by DeWitt. That one, second one up and good from Tony DeWitt. Gold comes off a screen, now steps back out. Goes back to Barron. Barron left hand, goes down into the corner. Lawrence with the left hand, up and good. Darius Lawrence, another player, hit some big shots for the Redhawks last night. And another thing that really impressed me about La Roche, they're excellent one-on-one, and all of the players that came off the bench, they really contributed. That was something that you mentioned last night in the broadcast. Here's DeWitt letting one go from three. Back iron won't go. Dunnings with the rebound. Now Lawrence the other way, taking on DeWitt. Nice move there, but can't get the finish. However, Dunnings with the follow.
And that's exactly why you follow those shots.
Sean Dunnings, a couple of scrappy points underneath.
Going off what you just said, their bench coming out making a difference, but they don't wait to make a difference either. They tend to make a difference right away, which is such a powerful thing for your bench players to do.
Here's McLaughlin from outside. That one won't go. Rebound is pulled down by Gold. In the process of grabbing that rebound, he was fouled by Muhlenberg. Had a plethora of substitutions for both sides, as Boss, DeVries, and Bykirk are all back in for the Knights, and Kennedy Smith checking in for the first time, the junior from Steel Valley. We talked a lot about Kennedy Smith late in the game last night, as he and Jason Beckman were really going at it. Kennedy Smith really seemed to be enjoying himself.
Defensively, he gave Beckman a run for his money for a while.
Yeah, this La Roche team just so athletic, and I mean, they can score from anywhere, as Darryl Barron knocks that one down. Now it looks like the Redhawks are moving into a bit of a press, something we didn't see last night.
A zone press.
That's broken by the Knights, and a blocking foul is called, so an and one for 32, Derek DeVries.
And that's one of the dangers of that zone press is if your that diamond press, if your first four members get beat, you got one person left on defense, and if he gets pulled out, that's a lot of space for someone to drive. So you got to have that help defense crashing if you get beat on defense up higher on that diamond press.
DeVries knocks down the free throw. He's got 9. His Knights trail by 2. It's 19-17. Redhawks in control. Outside, that's Smith. Smith goes to Barron. Back to Smith. Now outside to Krez. And we got a 3-second violation on Dunnings. So Dunnings, who I just was talking about for getting a couple scrappy baskets, gets stuck with his feet in the mud. And that turnover will send it back to the Knights. Boss gets it across. Now back to Boss. DeWitt with it. Hands off to DeVries. And now we're going to get another foul, this time on Dunnings again, so 2 straight possessions. And Dunnings will take a break as Frederick will check back in. Dunnings clearly frustrated with himself, but happens to the best of us, I suppose.
And these refs do seem to be calling a much tighter game than yesterday. So.
Absolutely. In transition, it's Smith. Smith trying to get his body under control. The left-hand layup won't go. Rebound there by the Knights. Now running the other direction, it's Sheminsky. And Szymanski stepping through the defense. Nice move there.
And Szymanski, typically known as a shooter, so exciting to see him develop that game from high school, and now his second year on this Calvin squad.
Shot from NBA range that time for the Redhawks won't go. Eventually DeVries ends up with it, and he'll hand off to Szymanski as we're under 10 minutes, halfway through this first half. That shot for Boss won't go. Now these teams starting to run. Redhawks underneath now. Have to reset. Nice pass to Smith. Smith goes one more to Frederick. Frederick stepping through, right hand off the side of the glass. Won't go. For your head coach Carmichael off to our right. One of the and one. He won't get it. And the Knights the other way. Szymanski with it. Bykirk to DeVries. DeVries for three. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down, and a tie-up as DeWitt and Frederick were going after it. Possession arrow favors the Redhawks, so they'll take over.
DeWitt did do a great job of coming in from that weak side, grabbing it from the jump ball, not fouling. That's huge. Because as Steve knows, fouling 90 feet away from the basket is one of my least favorite things.
Absolutely, never a good decision. Muhlenberg and Walter back into the game for the Knights. We've also got Zach Gold and a late substitution as Norcus checks back in for the Redhawks.
The Knights going to move, keep that man-to-man defense. Look for a second, they're going to go 2-3.
Kennedy Smith comes right, back to Norcus. Norcus goes one more to Gold. Gold thought about it, instead puts it on the floor. Now the extra pass outside, and one more, a few more extra passes, my apologies. And now Frederick able just to attack the basket with the right hand. Basically just laid that one right in. Nice reach there by Frederick. DeVries with it. Goes to Walter. Underneath now, that's Muhlenberg. Muhlenberg working to get to the basket and thought we were going to get a whistle, and we do. A little bit late there. Going to get Daryl Barron.
That is his first, team's fourth.
That'll be the fourth on the Redhawks, and we'll have Carson Muhlenberg, the freshman from Grand Rapids Christian, at the line. There's a look at the replay for you.
That head ref had a good view of that.
Entering the lineup for the Redhawks, number 4, Raekwon Pfeiffer. For the Knights, number 30, Austin Bykirk.
Bykirk back in. Muhlenberg misses the first of the line. Also got Pfeiffer back for LaRoche. Second one on its way and good. Redhawks with the 1-point lead will bring it across the timeline. Here's Frederick. Now Gold. Gold, jab step right. Now directs traffic. Hands off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer crossover to Norcus. That one up won't go. Frederick with the rebound, and it'll stay right here as number 30, Austin Bykirk, caught with a hand on Frederick on the rebound.
And that's where that box out is going to come in handy. If he had boxed out, there's no reason to hold on to that and draw the foul.
Hannish checks back in as Kennedy Smith takes a break. The pass inside off the inbound. And the Knights bring it the other direction. That ball tipped out of bounds. Will stay with the Knights. Nice defense there by Pfeiffer. Szymanski getting ready to inbound for the Knights. Goes to DeWitt. Now Bykirk. Walter down low. Little baby hook. That one won't go. But hey, nice looking move down in the post by Walter rather.
Yeah, good move. Just had to get his head around a little bit faster to see his target.
Gold with it. Leaves it for Frederick. Frederick can dial up from out there, but that one won't go. Lots of contact underneath. And this time they're going to get Zach Gold, I think. Just pulling, and something we saw from the Redhawks last night is they will chase after any loose ball. Any chance for a rebound, any chance for a steal. You best believe that they're going to get after it and get after it physically.
And you know, in that second half, they kind of got into a little bit of foul trouble. Not anyone individually, but putting Hope into the bonus and double bonus in a key part of the game where
Hope
historically can thrive from the free throw line. Had a little bit of trouble last night, but for the amount that they got to the free throw line, I think it really helped them out in the end. So the Roche is going to have to watch it. I mean, another close game here, 21-20. So you don't want to push the Knights into the bonus any sooner than they need to be.
Amaros back into the game for the Knights. Another foul underneath, just as you were saying that, Carly. The time it was on Norcus. Here's Amaros. Looking for options, but he gives it away. Pfeiffer brings it across. He surveys and waits. Back to Gold. Gold, nice fake. Into the corner for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer leaves it for Frederick. Back to Pfeiffer. 18 to shoot. Pfeiffer gets the line, and nice finish there. You do that on every possession, you're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, and the Knights have kind of paid extra attention to Fredericks in the middle, so it's a great idea by LaRoche to kind of pull him out for that pick, because that leaves the paint wide open, and LaRoche has such speed and explosiveness to be able to get to the basket on those drives. Great offensive set.
Outside, it's Walter. Walter for three. That one up and good. So a tie game here now. 6:20 left in the first half. Still some time for one of these teams to make a run, but been pretty even so far. Gold for three. That one in and out and then back down. Zach Gold. 2 for 3 from outside so far. He's got 8. Amaros with it. Kicks onto the wing. Now Walter. It's Amaros. It's Bykirk with it. Bykirk, long jumper, won't go. Frederick had his arm straight up, at least he thought. Officials saw it differently. And that'll be the 7th foul on the Redhawks, and with 5:48, fairly early in the first half, to be sending a team to the line for a 1-and-1. This one will be 2 shots, of course, as Bykirk is fouled on the shot. Senior out of Jenison. First one no good from Bykirk.
As a team, the Knights shoot about 80%.
Yeah, struggling at the line, which is a bit of a surprise. At least the past 4 years, something I've grown accustomed to is seeing some Knights teams that just shoot lights out from the line.
Bykirk personally about 68%.
Second one from Bykirk, he knocks it down. 26-24 Redhawks. Gold barking some orders out to his teammates. Now Norkus up to Hannes. Hannes, little floater, that one up and good. 28-24. And a timeout called by head coach Kevin Vandestreek. Just wants to talk things over, and that'll be the first timeout, I believe, Carly, taken by either one of these teams, and that's why we've had such a quick flow so far.
Right.
Things have really been flying by. Already 14.5 minutes into this one.
Yeah, and I mean, the score is a 4-point game, 28-24, and neither team really struggling nor really doing exceptionally well. So I don't know if there was necessarily any point to call a foul up until this point. Let both teams play, and it's been back and forth this whole time. And I don't know if you can do anything besides kind of crank it up offensively for both teams, but I don't think that's necessarily something that they needed to call a timeout for.
Right, and another thing that you just have to wonder, you mentioned exam weeks and how that can affect a team, but we also got to think about last night, and of course the Knights were able to get away with a 20 to 25 point victory, and the Redhawks were just an emotionally and physically draining game. That one with the Dutchman was back and forth until its end, so I have to think that either of those on both ends of the spectrum could be contributing to some slow starts here this evening. Bykirk puts it on the floor, a little floater, that one won't go. Rebound eventually tipped back out to Amoros. Vandestreek wants a foul, and now DeVries driving the lane, and he'll get fouled.
Redhawks foul number 2, Zach Gold. His second, team's 8th.
That'll be Gold's second foul
Redhawks number 3, Darius Thomas.
as he takes the break.
Derek DeVries at the line, front end of the 1-and-1. That one up and good. Second one from DeVries, also up and good. Once more, 1-possession game. Here's Pfeiffer. Long range shot from Krez, that one won't go. Rebound comes down to Hannes. Hannes back out to Pfeiffer. Krez may have another look at it. Instead, he opts to go in. Lawrence with a fake turned his defender around and just held it to keep him there, but Pfeiffer goes back to Lawrence. Krez again. Hannes underneath the Norkus. Nice block there. That time it was Bykirk. Boss in transition trying to collect that one, but he stepped out of bounds. Pass from Szymanski.
Entering the lineup for the Knights, number 44.
Just a little bit too strong.
Prior to that turnover, Calvin doing a great job on that 2-3 zone. Boss came out on that, helped defense to stop the baseline drive, which was perfect, and then Bykirk to come there as that kind of second rotation help. Huge to get that block.
Lawrence brings it across, hands off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer back to Krez. Hannes for 3, that one up and good. Another nice looking stroke. This time it's Austin Hannes, the sophomore out of Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. Szymanski, DeVries. Now for 3 is Muhlenberg, that one up and good. Keeping it close are the Knights. Maybe things starting to heat up before halftime.
That's a big play by a freshman.
Pfeiffer with it, brings it right, goes to Krez. Krez back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer waiting for the right shot. Lawrence puts it on the floor, a couple nice moves. Goes inside to Norkus. Norkus, little right hand, that one won't go. Good look for Norkus, however. And now a chance for the Knights to either take the lead or get back tied with the Redhawks.
And the Roche had a couple in and out of the basket, almost as if a lid was on the hoop for them.
Szymanski, nice runner there. Carly, you mentioned he's a shooter, but both of his buckets coming from inside. Pfeiffer had to pick up his handle, goes to Hannes. Hannes for 3, that one a little short. And on the rebound, they get Norkus with the foul. And now it'll be Muhlenberg who will take the walk with a chance for the Knights to take what I believe is their first lead of the game. They have had a bucket lead earlier in the contest, but look at the replay for you. Norkus just a little bit over aggressive there.
For the Knights, number 20, Tony DeWitt, and number 30, Austin Bykirk.
And both teams with similar field goal percentages. LaRoche at 45%, the Knights at 46%. Both teams not really thriving from the three-point line. LaRoche going 3 for 10, while Calvin's 2 for 8. But kind of that difference makers. The Knights have been to the line 8 times and are 5 for 8 from the line, while LaRoche hasn't had a shot at the line yet. And I don't know if they got to the line last night. So not a team that really draws the fouls on the drives. And granted, you could say that, or make a good argument that they didn't get a lot of the calls that they should have last night, and maybe even thus far today. But as they get a foul now.
Yeah, now Pfeiffer going to the line. He'll shoot a pair. So Muhlenberg, who was 1 of 2 at the line the other way, now sends Pfeiffer to the line. First one from Pfeiffer, just a little bit short.
Entering the lineup for the Knights, number 32, Derek DeVries.
Second one up and good from Pfeiffer, so tie game 32-32. And head coach of the Redhawks, Carmichael, wants to talk things over.
And interestingly enough, as a whole, team overall, the Redhawks have only gotten to the line about 22 times thus far in this season. And having a record of 8-2 and 10 games, that's a lot of games, and to only shoot 22 free throws. I mean, Hope, as we know, is a team that relies on the free throws. We've seen Calvin get to the line 8 times now.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising stat to have from a basketball team as a whole.
Absolutely, and I guess it goes to show that underneath a guy like Tyler Frederick, he's even Norkus. I mean, Norkus, of course, a little bit shorter than Frederick, but 2 guys that kind of like to pull themselves around there and throw their bodies around. So, if anything, you may see more offensive fouls for this Redhawks team, but they're a potent offense, and outside of those 2 underneath, you've got guys that come into the key, and then you've got guys that can shoot from outside.
Right.
So,
and I think that's a testament almost to their speed. I mean, in the drives, they get past their defenders so easily. And if that help defense isn't there, they're not going to draw the foul. And as we know, they can shoot threes from downtown. So
nice play there by DeVries underneath, and the Knights now with a 2-point lead. Here's Pfeiffer with it. Kicks to Lawrence. Szymanski with the defense there. Lawrence with the right hand, and he's fouled. by Szymanski. So just like that, and we're talking about their lack of ability to get to the line in 2 straight possessions. It's like they heard us talking.
In a game this close, though, with 2:10 left to go in the first half, free throws are a big deal.
First one from Lawrence, that one off the back iron, no good. Maybe a reason they don't like to get to the line, Carly.
Could be.
Second one from Lawrence, that one's true. So 34-33 with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Szymanski brings it across the timeline for the Knights. That's Bykirk. Bykirk steps through, right hand. Nice little A in there by Bykirk.
This is a time for Bykirk to get hot inside the paint as Frederick's out. Still good defense down low for the Red Hawks, but having Fredericks out right now could be a huge opportunity for Bykirk.
Pfeiffer for 3, that one won't go. Rebound is pulled down by Walter. Szymanski, guarded tight by Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer caught him in the face, so Szymanski will head to the line, and now they're into the double bonus. So the Knights with a chance to quietly but quickly extend their lead here before halftime, 1:27 until the break.
Szymanski 81% from the line, just about 82%.
First one from Thad, up and good. Second one on its way, won't go. Rebound pulled down by the Knights, so 4-point lead here for Calvin. Annis coming off the screen, stops, turns, and fires. Back iron won't go. Ball looked like it was out of bounds, but saved by Walter. Nice play. Now Szymanski, we've eclipsed the 1 minute mark, and DeVries puts it on the floor. Nice body adjustment there by DeVries.
Yeah, fading away on that to readjust and perfectly kiss it off the backboard. That's perfect.
Yeah, DeVries with 15, 39-33 Calvin. Lawrence with it. Now Pfeiffer, little fader, that one up and good. Raekwon Pfeiffer, he's an impressive player. What an athlete. Coach Kevin Vandestreek almost up to half court. Giving some orders to Szymanski. The play is Louisville, Carly. Don't know if you could hear that at home through our mics. Walter with 5 to shoot. DeVries has to get one off. He gets it to Szymanski. Szymanski comes, lets it go. That one won't go, but a good look. And Pfeiffer has to let it go from half court, but he comes up a little bit short and a little bit left. And already we're at the break. So with the score, 39-35, the Knights will take a lead into the halftime break over the Red Hawks. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Here are your individual scoring stats for the first half. First, for Roche, number 1, Daryl Barron with 2 points. Number 3, Darius Lawrence with 3 points. Number 12, Sean Dunnings with 4 points. Number 10, Austin Harris with 5 points. Number 33, Tyler Frederick with 6 points. Number 4, Raekwon Pfeiffer with 7 points. And Team Ion's number 2, Zach Gold, leading the way for the Redhawks in the first half with 8 points. For the Calvin College Knights, number 10, Carlos with 2 points. Number 20, Tony DeWitt with 2 points. Number 44, Jason Walter with 3 points. Number 24, Carson Muhlenberg, and number 14, Chad Szymanski, both with 5 points. Number 30, Austin Biker with 7 points. And team in game high honors, number 32, Derek DeVries, leading the way for the Knights in the first half with 15 points.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Steve Binning alongside Carly Van Swoel. Got some replays for you from the first half. Some of the action between the Red Hawks and the Calvin Knights. Knights with a 4-point lead. They'll inbound as it's Szymanski who will bring it across. They're going from left to right across your TV screen or your computer screen wearing the dark uniforms. LaRoche going from right to left wearing the light. Here's DeVries stepping through, trying to keep the hot hand, as he does. He's got 17, leads all scores. Knights have 41.
And see, we've talked about people who can kind of do it all, and I think DeVries is a great epitome of that. Inside, he can do it well. He has a nice short corner shot that he works out well, and as we know, he can shoot from the three. So just kind of a powerful and scary player to play against.
Here's DeVries again. Now he goes to Bykirk. Bykirk finds DeWitt. DeWitt kicks it to the corner to Boss. Bykirk with it. Bykirk, little baby hook over Frederick, won't go. Rebound was pulled down by DeVries, and then Gold somehow able to double clutch that one, stay in bounds, and get it to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer drives the lane. Little fader, that one won't go. DeVries grabs the miss. DeVries brings it across. Wow, crossover through the middle, and there's the travel as he just lost the handle coming through the paint. Looks over to the bench and whispers, "My bad," to Kevin Vandestreek and company. Rare mistake there for Derek DeVries.
Good job by Pfeiffer to kind of stick his hand in there and trip things up on that behind the back move.
Here's Frederick, left hand, off the glass, won't go. Miss pulled down by Boss. Now Szymanski. Szymanski. Back to Boss. Boss now open lane. Nice pass there by DeWitt. And then a steal taken away by DeVries. And 4 points real quick, 45-35. And the Red Hawks find themselves trailing by 10. And with a full timeout taken by head coach Carmichael, we'll take a break here. We'll be back in about a minute. Here's a message from Lawrence and Vanderswart.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we're interested in the history of our community. When 26-year-old jeweler Jacob Raven came to Holland in 1889, the northwest corner of 8th Street and River Avenue was already home to the thriving Holland City State Bank. Raven told bank personnel that he wanted to build a clock above the bank to keep the town on time, and it wouldn't cost them a cent. True to his word, Raven raised the funds with donations from merchants and local factories. High above the city streets, the tower was completed in 1892. Holland's clock tower still ticks high above 8th Street, watching over a town that still loves to run on time. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Back inside DeVos Fieldhouse, and Carly Van Swoel used the word lackadaisical to describe both of these teams during the halftime break, and I had to agree with her, but, you know, I will say that the Knights, maybe lackadaisical is just kind of their memo.
Right.
And there, DeVries able to take one away kind of sluggishly and just lay it right in. So it's almost like they've lulled the Red Hawks to sleep.
The Knights do a great job of kind of playing at their own pace and kind of playing their own game. I don't think they change to the level of a team that they're playing, which is a good thing to do. They don't either stoop down to another team's level, nor do they play another team's game. And I think we saw that last night in their big win against Mount St. Joseph. And thus far in this game, in the last couple minutes, they just kind of play their game. And if it's lackadaisical, hey, it works for them.
There you go. Dunnings, as LaRoche has gone with a full flight switch, knocks down the three. And we're going to get a foul called on number 11 of the Red Hawks. That is Caden Krez. DeVries down low. Little fader, that one up and good. Nice take there by Derek DeVries, and not much you can do about that. I mean, really, any defender, how are you going to stop it? He's got 21.
Yeah, I mean, hand in his face, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of contact, not a lot, but that's a well-finished contested shot.
Barron hands it off to Smith with the left hand, a little crazy. And then the Knights almost lost it, but Szymanski's able to get it across to DeVries. DeVries has to put it on the floor. Goes to Bykirk. In Bykirk, now out to Boss. Shot won't go for the Knights on the wing. Now going the other way is Smith. Smith, that one is sent back to the ground. That was 24. Muhlenberg getting the right hand, and as Rajon Crispin reminded us last night, no RSVP required for the block party.
It's open to all.
Also into the line for the Knights for 20.
DeWitt checks back in. DeVries will take a break. Inbounds play for the Redhawks. Goes to Smith. Smith setting the offense. Goes to Barron. Barron steps inside the perimeter, lets one go. That one in and out. Walter grabs the miss and tries to go to Szymanski. Was almost taken away there by Lawrence, but Szymanski able to escape. Now goes into the paint. Little scoop shot. Wow. What an adjustment there by Szymanski. Thought he wasted a possession, but he's able to lay it in.
Steve, it'll be interesting to see, I think in the first half of even the second half, yesterday LaRoche just kind of not really shining a whole lot. We see a foul there, and it only took about in the middle of the second half, they just kind of erupted and exploded and kind of took off with things. So it'd be interesting to see if that happens in this game. I mean, Calvin's got a decent lead right now, an 11-point lead, and LaRoche still not really playing with any sense of urgency.
Amoros and McLaughlin back into the game for the Knights. And that secondary group of 5 for LaRoche staying out there. Lawrence with it. And now we've got an illegal screen, I believe. Once again, they're going to get Krez. Caden Krez, just a freshman from Mentor, Ohio. Couple rookie mistakes, if you will, but takes a while to adjust to the college game. I can attest to that. There's a pass underneath towards Walter and was taken away by Dunnings, but Dunnings stepped out of bounds, trying to keep that one inbounds. So the Knights inbound underneath. Amoros goes to DeWitt. Back to Amoros. The 10 to shoot is Amoros. Crossover, got away from one, now goes inside to Walter. Walter fading away, right hand, won't go. And ball almost taken away, but Barron comes away with it for the Redhawks. Smart decision there by Lawrence. And now Lawrence kicks outside to Smith. Barron fakes right, now goes left. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence, nowhere to go, looking for options, puts it on the floor. And with 10 to shoot, here's Lawrence, little floater, that one won't go. Rebound, pulled down, and a... Don't know what we've got yet. Is it a...
I think they're going to call a jump ball. They didn't signal anything.
Yeah, it looks like a jump ball. Just, I guess it was assumed. Here's a look at the replay.
That's athleticism right there. One-handed, get your hand in there.
Kennedy Smith, and strength, too. The athleticism and the strength. Prying away. And here's Gold coming off the screen. He catches and looks. Goes to Dunnings. Now Barron. Barron goes left. Tries to dump it off, but it's tipped away, and DeVries comes up with the steal. DeVries waits, now fires for 3, and that one just a little short. Going the other way with it are the Redhawks. Here's Frederick able to adjust. Can't get the bucket to fall, but he's fouled on the way up. And DeWitt's going to get called for that one.
DeVries says we know a great shooter, but McLaughlin was wide open in the paint, and you got your head up. That's an easy pass to make. Bounce pass right there. He's got an easy bucket.
First one up and good from Frederick. Hannes back into the game. Bykirk also back into the game for the Knights. Second one from Frederick, a little short. DeVries grabs the miss. 10 points separate these two teams with 14:30 left in the ball game. On the wing, it's McLaughlin. He goes up top to Amoros. Now DeWitt. Down to Bykirk. Bykirk stepping through, left hand. Foul is called, and Dunnings walks away clutching his chin.
I think he got Bykirk's head as Bykirk's rubbing the top of his head.
That'll be Dunning's third. Dunnings walked all the way to the other end of the floor, now to jog back and get into the low post here for the second shot. First one from Bykirk, no good.
Sometimes you just need a minute.
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Get that initial sting out of the way.
I think he may have expected to get subbed at.
Right, I think probably too.
Second one from Bykirk, that one's good. Frederick will inbound, he goes to Hannes. Now, like you mentioned, Carly, I'm fully expecting LaRoche to at least push to get back into this game. We'll see what happens. Seems to be a little bit more urgency already. Here's Gold. Gold steps through, nice pass, and Dunning off the glass, no foul called, and DeVries comes away with it. Dunnings once again coming up with a hit to the face, and now a pass outside. Amoros, and a travel called on Amoros. Just got a little bit happy with the feed. And yeah, Dunnings took one to the chin, took one to the eye. He's having a rough go. Can't do anything about that, right? Norcus holds, hands off to Hannes. Lawrence in the corner, skips past one, but he's met by a second Calvin Knight defender. Now Norcus inside, that'll miss everything. Rebound is pulled down. And with the right hand, Lawrence can't get it to go. And another miss forced by the Knights.
You can only get so far offensively by just kind of doing ISO set plays on offense. You can only do so much one-on-one. You need that team defense, that motion. You got to set some screens, use the pick and roll, back screens, whatever it's going to be. But LaRoche can't just keep relying on the one-on-ones.
Unbelievable move there by Derek DeVries, spinning away from one defender, drawing the contact and finishing. He'll have 23, a chance to make it 24. Speaking of 24, it's Carson Muhlenberg back into the game for the Knights. Pfeiffer also back out there for the Redhawks. DeVries for the three-point play. He misses that one. Frederick goes up to grab the miss. Gold hands it away. Amoros the other way. Goes right into Gold, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on Gold, as Amoros will head to the line. Look at that one. Yeah, Gold was just moving that back foot. Good call there by the officials, in my opinion. First one from Amoros up and good. 53-39. Lead now to 14. Lawrence checks back in for LaRoche. Second one misses the mark. Frederick grabs the miss. Pfeiffer brings it across. Gets the screen. Now back up top to Norcus. Hannes with it. Goes outside. Lawrence, and bumps into Amoros, and that'll be a foul on Amoros.
You got to hand it to the Knights, though. The Knights have done a great job of that one-on-one defense and doing a great job with the help defense. They haven't fouled a lot throughout this entire game and kept LaRoche away from the foul line. And so just kind of great team defense all around for Calvin, which has really led to a lot of defensive stops.
Hannes with it. 5 to shoot. Now Pfeiffer back to Hannes. 3, 2, step back for Hannes. That one off the front of the rim, won't go. Rebound is pulled down by LaRoche. Knights wanted the board, they don't get it. Lawrence skipping through, now left hand, uncontested on his way up to the basket. 53-41.
Now LaRoche is going to need a defensive stop, a couple defensive stops if they want to get back into this game. They can't just keep trading points back and forth, excuse me.
Ambrose with it. Goes to Boss. Boss, little flinch fake there. Now up top to McLaughlin. DeVries almost lost it, but gets it back out to Boss. Boss skips one more. That's McLaughlin. McLaughlin goes baseline. Nice move there by Carson, or my apologies, Carson Muhlenberg. Calling him by the name of his teammate, Isaiah McLaughlin. Muhlenberg with the nice finish. Frederick for 3. That one misses the mark. Rebound is pulled down by DeVries at the end of it. Still a 14-point lead for the Knights. Ball tipped and taken away by the Redhawks. Hannes from the free throw stripe. That one up won't go, and the foul is called. And now they're going to get Amoros's. Carlos is called for that one.
I don't think that was an intentional foul. I think on the box out kind of lost his footing.
Pass inside to Frederick as he lays it up with the left hand. And he's fouled. So Tyler Frederick, player that had upwards of 20 points last night.
23 points to be exact.
Yeah.
And I think that's the Fredericks that we saw last night.
Yeah, right.
Have yet to see this game. 23 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, that's a guy who dominated the game and has been very quiet thus far.
Knocks down the free throw stripe. He's just a 10 with 11:05 left. Szymanski goes to Muhlenberg. Ball taken away again by the Redhawks. It's Pfeiffer off to the races, going against DeVries, and looked like it was tipped, but great defense there by DeVries.
Entering the lineup for the Knights, number 30, Austin Baker.
And this one will stay with the Knights. Like DeVries and Carmichael may have been trading some words there. All in the good spirit of the game, I suppose.
Exactly.
Pass underneath, tipped out of bounds, will stay with the Knights.
Entering the lineup for the Knights, number 20, Tony DeWitt.
DeWitt back into the game for the Knights. Inbounds pass taken away by the Redhawks. Here's Frederick running right at Walter. And nice defense there by Walter as Frederick just not able to do his thing, get into the back, or to the bucket rather. And now
That's 2 breakaways in a row that Calvin did a great job of halting in its tracks and just causing the LaRoche players to kind of make the mistakes. 55-44 with 10:34 left to go in this second half. One kind of stat that sticks out to me is LaRoche has taken more shots. They're 18 of 50, so 36% from the field. While the Knights are 22 for 42, about 52% from the field, so a little bit better shot selection by the Knights. 3-point wise, LaRoche shooting about 28%, 4 for 14, and the Knights just 2 for 12, so getting most of their work done inside the paint. The Knights have 9 points off free throws to the Redhawks 4. And total rebounds, pretty similar. The only thing that really is the big difference is points in the paint. The Knights have 34 of the points in the paint, while LaRoche only has 20. And with a player such as Frederick's down low, and I got to find the player because I'm blanking on the name, Norcus, who can also get down low. Those are points in the paint that the Red Hawks should be getting but are lacking in this game.
Inbounds pass tipped out of bounds. Thank you for the analysis, Carly. So the Red Hawks with 20 to shoot and 10:23 to go in the ball game, playing the catch-up game. They're down by 11. Hannes with it. Goes to Lawrence. Lawrence then steps in, steps out, thinks better of it. Pfeiffer up and under. Wow. What a move there by Raekwon Pfeiffer. He's got 9.
And these are plays that LaRoche is fully capable of making. They can't connect. They're so sporadic throughout the game that they can't really get any foothold.
DeWitt for 3. That one won't go. Misses, pulled down by Norcus. Norcus outlets to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer back to Hannes. Now down low to Frederick, and Frederick lost that one coming around the corner. Out of bounds, back to the Knights.
Coach Vanderscreet begging them to go back to their bread and butter, points in the paint.
Szymanski with it. And then he's called for the walk as he disagrees with the official. But once again, still that lackadaisical just feeling to this one.
Just kind of going through the motions, nothing really exploding or, I don't know, lacking in energy from both teams.
Norcus at the corner. Pfeiffer. Now Lawrence. Pfeiffer in the corner. Back to Norcus. Pfeiffer in front of his own bench. Pulls up. That one up. Won't go. Rebound is pulled down by Walter. But a foul on that rebound.
It's going to be on Austin Bykirk. That's his. The board says third, but our PA announcer says second, so we'll see.
Yep, I think they may have corrected that now.
Yep, it is his second.
Frederick at the line. Front end of the 1-and-1. That one up and good. So this time it's the Knights getting into foul trouble, as the Red Hawks already into the 1-and-1 with 9:05 left in the ball game. So a bit of a slower pace second half. That first half really just flew by Carly. And second one from Frederick, that one up and good. So he has 12.
Yeah, we didn't really have a stoppage of play until that timeout, and
yeah,
that was with what, 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game, or in the half, excuse me.
DeWitt goes to DeVries. DeVries just chucks it back at DeWitt. Now Szymanski with it. Back to DeVries. Szymanski in the corner. That one partially blocked and pulled down by Lawrence. So the Red Hawks trail by 7. This one to bring it within 5. Right. Here's Pfeiffer. Spinning away from DeWitt off the glass. Nice move there by Pfeiffer. And the Red Hawks, they're certainly still in this one, down by 5.
And with a team that has such athleticism like LaRoche, had a little bit of an offensive drought in the first part of the second half, you can't expect them to have the offensive drought throughout the entire second half. You got to know at some point things are going to start falling for them.
That's right, Carly. Here's DeWitt. Goes back to Szymanski. And an offensive foul called. This time it's on DeWitt. Muhlenberg will check back in.
That is his third. Team's 8th.
DeWitt's got 3.
It's been a while since the Knights have scored. They're up by 14 at one point. Now they only lead by 5. Frederick back to the basket. Draws the double team. Gold for 3. That one up and good. So there you go, Carly. Now they're down by just a bucket. The Red Hawks have come storming back. I mean, I struggle to call it storming, but they're at least back in this one.
They definitely took their time.
And the Knights let them take their time. Here's Muhlenberg, and dribbled that one off his foot. Pfeiffer was able to take it away, gets the pass up to Lawrence. Lawrence goes baseline, kicks out to Gold. Gold leaves it one more to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer pull up, tie game. And a timeout called by Coach Vandestreek. He signals for the full timeout. And so with the score 55-55 and with 7:17 left in the ball game, Carly and I will take a quick break. Here's a message from our sponsors, Lawrence and Vanderswart.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. This farm once belonged to Albertus Van Raalte, founding father of the city of Holland. And this house, built by his son Ben in 1872, has been known through the years as the Maples, due to the large trees in the front yard planted by Van Raalte himself. These trees stand today because of the industry and vision of Albertus Van Raalte. Today, the DeGraff Nature Center taps the maples and demonstrates how maple syrup was made centuries ago. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Back inside DeVos Fieldhouse. Look at a few of our faithful fans out here. Things starting to fill up ever so slowly and ever so slightly. And of course, the Hope faithful should be in full voice tonight. Dutchman in action at 7:30. Just about 45 minutes away from now. Szymanski hands it off to Muhlenberg. DeVries back to Szymanski. Szymanski gets a defender in the air and then lets one go, and that one misses everything. Szymanski, I think, was looking for the contact. Now Norkus goes long to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer attacking the basket, right hand. Redhawks have the lead, 57-55. Don't count out LaRoche.
Steve, you said both teams going lackadaisical, kind of in the motion, or going through the motions offensively and defensively, and I think LaRoche finally woke up, and we'll see if the Knights can follow suit. Otherwise, this is going to be a long 6.5 minutes for him.
Szymanski goes inside to Walter. Walter, turn around. That one won't fall. They can't buy a bucket, Carly. Pfeiffer. Back to Gold. Gold for three. Up and good. Zach Gold. 60-55.
And we knew with this collaborative team, just kind of high energy, so much athleticism. All five of the guys on the court right now for the Redhawks can score at any given moment, and they had taken plenty of shots. It was just kind of a matter of time of when they were going to fall in, but you had to have known they would eventually go in.
Nice pass there by Szymanski. Walter following the play gets the easy lay-in.
Most of those points in the paint that Coach Vandestreek wants. Good ball movement, good entry down into the post, and better finish.
Pfeiffer, little step back. That one won't go, so good stop for the Knights. Vandestreek begging his team to go. Szymanski inside. That's Bykirk. Bykirk goes right, and with the right hand, able to finish. 60-59, excuse me. Pfeiffer gets into the paint, back out to Lawrence. Lawrence thought about it, now drives and goes up strong. Oh, that one won't fall. Lawrence was looking for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Instead, he'll have to settle for a chance for two at the line.
Lawrence, the best free throw shooter on this squad, shooting 80%.
First one up and good.
Entering the lineup for the Redhawks, number 1, Daryl Barron, and number 11, Hayden Krebs. For the Knights, number 10, Carlos Aros, and number 20, Tony DeWitt.
Second one from Lawrence. On its way, that one up and good. So another three-point lead here for the Redhawks. Amoros goes to DeWitt. Now DeVries. DeVries still held at 22 points rather. 23. And out of bounds are the Knights. Got caught up on some numbers there, and the Knights got caught up trying to be a little bit too cute. Dunnings will check back in for the Redhawks, his first entry in a while here.
That short corner is a dangerous place to kind of be caught on that 3-2 zone. If you hesitate, don't make a move right away, the double team's automatically going to crash there, and it's going to be hard to make any other play beyond that.
Dunnings outside to Gold. Gold for 3, knocks it down. Zach Gold at 65-59.
Gold now with what seems like a quiet 17, but last couple minutes really shooting his shot, for lack of better terms, and you can't leave him wide open.
DeWitt for 3. That one won't go. Tipped back out to DeWitt. DeWitt stops, hands off to DeVries. DeVries stepping through, left hand off the glass, and there he is, just as I called his name last possession. Derek DeVries says, "I'm not done yet, Steve Binnick." Well heard. Little crossover there by Lawrence, but he left it short. That's second or third time we've got some ahs and whoops from the crowd after a move that Lawrence made. Here's DeWitt to bring it within 1. DeWitt knocks it down, and a timeout called by head coach Carmichael. That'll be a full timeout for the Redhawks. So with 3:37 left, we've got ourselves a ball game. We'll be back in about a minute.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. In 1851, Holland's founder Albertus Van Raalte wanted to establish a secondary school where students could get the best education with an emphasis on Christian character. Originally called Pioneer School, Van Raalte set up classes in an orphanage on 12th Street. By 1857, the new Van Vleck Hall was completed. It provided classrooms, a library, and housing for 10 students, along with the school principal. In 1862, the school was renamed Hope College, and the first graduating class received their diplomas in the spring of 1866. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswart, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Back inside DeVos Fieldhouse, Steve Binnick alongside Carly Van Swol. 1-point basketball game. So all of a sudden, the game that we've described as sluggish, lackadaisical, even a bit lazy, and I think we're in for quite an entertaining ending. So I'm not going to complain.
No,
I don't think Carly is either, and I don't think any of you watching at home are going to complain. Carly, check to see how many we've got tuned in. Just want to give a quick thank you to all, is that 110?
110, yeah.
Yeah, 110 tuned in. Whether you're a Dutchman fan or Redhawks or Knights, we welcome you here.
No better way to spend a Wednesday night.
Yeah, Gold for 3. That one won't go. Definitely a heat check there, and then that one's tipped out of bounds by the Redhawks. Knights bring it across the timeline. It's Szymanski. Szymanski kicks to DeVries. Now DeWitt. Back to Szymanski. DeVries with it. Szymanski. This team's now really starting to fight. DeVries for 3 in the lead. That one won't go. Rebound pulled down by Frederick. Good look there for DeVries.
Decent shot take by DeVries. Spikirk had it in the middle perfectly in his short corner. I think it was DeWitt was down there wide open on that short corner. The defense didn't even see him there. So in that zone, you got to work that high-low action.
Here's Barron. Back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer crossover, now spinning, now pulls up. Right hand, that one goes. Raekwon Pfeiffer. Honestly, I think he just dribbles until he feels like he can beat you athletically.
Right.
It's really impressive. Szymanski. Now Bykirk. Szymanski in the corner, thought about it, goes inside. A little fader, that one won't go, and over the back.
That's not going to be an over the back call. That's what I thought they were going to call.
Wow.
That's.
And so they get Pfeiffer. And the official gives an explanation to Carmichael. Carmichael doesn't like it. Saw that a few times last night. And now a pass inside and a hard fall. This time it's Frederick bumping in to Bykirk. First one from Bykirk. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by the Redhawks. Free throws coming up big here. Pass inside to Frederick. Frederick skipping through and with the right hand gets it to go. And so the basket counts. The Calvin fans and the Calvin bench wanted a walk there. It's what it looked like from here. And Frederick knocks it down. He's got 15, a steady contributor. Bit of a quieter night than what he had last night against the Dutchman, but starting to make his voice heard now. Here's Muhlenberg. DeVries with it. Steps inside. That one won't go, but DeVries will find his way to the line.
Good move by DeVries. Went with that right hand. Looking at the replay here. Kept it with the right hand because I think he expected a block from Frederick. So tough shot to make, but brought himself to the line.
Ooh, and the first one from DeVries won't go home. Visibly frustrated. Second one on its way up and good.
Entering the lineup for the Knights, number 35, Alex Voss.
DeVries takes a break. And Zach Gold will bring it across for the Redhawks. They lead by 5 with 1:31 now, a minute and a half left to go. Pfeiffer goes back to Gold, now Pfeiffer. Gold goes cross court. Lawrence looks for Pfeiffer down low. Nice pass, but he can't get the layup. And that one's pulled down by the Knights, so they're still in it. 1:12 to go.
They need a quick basket here.
DeWitt goes to Bykirk. Or Bykirk now with the pass from Boss. And Bykirk takes it up and is fouled. He'll be at the line trying to complete the three-point play. Still a minute 5 to go in the basketball game.
It's going to be on Pfeiffer. That's his third, and I think Frederick maybe thought that was going to be on him, and I don't think I realized this before, but he's got 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful.
And for me, you just attack Frederick. Bykirk knocks it down. Here's a look at the replay. Here's Frederick on offense for the Redhawks. Hands it off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, a little floater, won't go. Rebound by Frederick, who wants to take it right back up. And with the right hand, Frederick lays it in. And a timeout called by Coach Carmichael. That'll be another full timeout. So with 50.6 left in the ball game, we'll take another break. See you in a minute.
At Lawrence and Vanderswart, we are interested in the history of our community. The early Dutch settlers knew that in order for the tiny Holland community to flourish, they were going to need the shipping industry to stop by. So they began digging the channel, without help from the government, all by themselves. The dream of a real lighthouse was realized in 1936, when it switched on its big light for the very first time. The ships came, the lighthouse became an icon, and the ambition and hard work of those early settlers continues to bless our community to this day. Innovation and ambition today can pay dividends for decades. Lawrence and Vanderswaard, interested in our history, invested in our future.
Welcome back inside DeVos Fieldhouse at Hope College. Got the fans participating in the YMCA.
Gotta love that.
Once again, stick around if you're waiting for the start of the Hope game. Tip-off scheduled for 7:30, depending on how lengthy this one continues to go. Here's Szymanski with it. Knights trying to get back in. They trail by 4. DeWitt outside. Back to Szymanski. Down low to Bykirk. Bykirk spinning, has to take it up. Goes with the right hand, and it won't fall. So now Bykirk.
Didn't get the shooter's roll, but great job going up strong.
Now Dunnings has 4. Bykirk a chance to bring it to 2. First he'll have to bring it to 3. One on the way, off the back iron, won't go. You mentioned it earlier, Carly, but those missed free throws coming back to bite the Knights.
Interesting move by Coach Vanderstreet, taking DeVries out again. Not in
Second
foul
one from
trouble.
Bykirk. That one won't go, and the rebound's pulled down by Frederick. Gold will take on DeWitt. There's a foul on Gold as Vanderstreek was barking orders from the sideline. Now Gold will be at the line to shoot 2, and if he hits these, going to be pretty difficult for the Knights to come back from 6 down. Redhawks.
Steve, stranger things have happened, but
Absolutely.
I do have to agree with you on that.
Redhawks trying to return to McCandless, going 1-1 and with a record of 9-2. It's pretty commendable at this point in the season.
Yeah, and the Roche 5-0 in their conference, so as we talked about last night, an obvious contender for their conference title.
Gold's got 19. Here's Bykirk, and that one tipped off of Lawrence.
Right into the Hope faithful.
Yeah, Hope fans able to avoid it, though, thankfully. That could have been ugly.
That could have been. Reflexes not as quick as they used to be.
No, certainly not, but quick enough there. Here's DeVries, 10 to go. DeVries gets a shot off. That one's short. Rebound is pulled down by Norcus. Norcus will get it off to Gold. And with 4 to go, a timeout is called by Gold. And it's a substitution timeout. I think Gold didn't realize that there was only 1.7 left. Krez checks in. Norcus will take a break, and the Redhawks are going to leave Holland, Michigan with a victory as they will take care of the Calvin Knights. Inbounds play goes into Pfeiffer. And just like that, Roche improves to 9-2 with the 74-68 win over the Calvin Knights. For Carly Van Swoel, I'm Steve Binnig. We'll be back in about half hour. Enjoy these highlights of the LaRoche Calvin game. Coming up next, it is Hope College versus Mount St. Joseph. Don't go anywhere.